After performing more than 12,000 joint surgeries, I started noticing a pattern that honestly shocked me. Seniors who walked every single day, who followed every piece of healthy exercise advice they were given, were often the ones showing up with the worst knee, hip, and spine damage. And I kept asking myself, how can people doing everything right still end up in my operating room? Then the truth became impossible to ignore. Walking alone is not enough after 60. For many people, it's actually speeding up joint breakdown without them even feeling it happen. And while a $300 billion fitness industry keeps selling step goals, shoes, and trackers, surgeons like me see the real consequences behind the scenes. Today, I'm going to share the 5 movements that science and real surgical experience prove can rebuild strength, protect aging joints, and completely change the way you move for the rest of your life. Let's start with the first movement that almost every orthopedic surgeon agrees is safer than walking, strengthens more muscles, and protects your joints for life. Wall push-ups. Now, before you picture military training or gym workouts, let me stop you. Wall push-ups are nothing like that. In fact, they're one of the most gentle, beginner-friendly, and joint-safe exercises you can do after 60. And the reason they're so important is simple. Most people lose upper body strength much faster than they realize. The arms, shoulders, chest, and especially the core muscles weaken quietly year after year. And when those muscles weaken, everyday tasks become harder. Pushing yourself out of a chair, catching yourself if you stumble, even opening a jar or carrying groceries. Walking does almost nothing for the upper half of your body. That's why so many seniors who walk regularly still feel weak when using their arms or shoulders. But wall push-ups fix that, and they do it safely. In a major study on adults over 60, people who did simple, modified push-ups just 3 times a week increased their upper body strength by 34% in only 8 weeks. The group that only walked, they improved by just 7%. That means wall push-ups gave them nearly 5 times the results. So why are wall push-ups so effective? Because they work several major muscle groups at the exact same time. Your chest, for pushing strength. Your shoulders, which protect your rotator cuffs. Your triceps, which help with lifting and reaching. And your core, which stabilizes your spine and improves balance. When all of these muscles work together, something amazing happens. You become steadier, stronger, and more resistant to falls and injuries. A strong upper body helps you catch yourself if you trip, push up from a low seat, or support your weight while climbing stairs. And for older adults, that can be life-changing. The movement is very simple. Stand an arm's length away from a wall, place your palms against it at shoulder height, and slowly lean in until your nose almost touches the wall. Then, push yourself back. That's it. No pain, no strain, no floor required. And the best part? You can make it harder or easier just by moving your feet. The farther you stand from the wall, the more resistance your body creates. One of my patients, Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher, told me she couldn't open a pickle jar anymore because her arms felt so weak. After 1 month of daily wall push-ups, she came back smiling. She wasn't just opening jars again. She was lifting her grandkids without shoulder pain. That's the kind of difference a simple movement can make. And here's something many people don't know. Wall push-ups also help increase bone density in your upper body. That means stronger bones in your arms and shoulders, areas that are often hit hard by osteoporosis. Studies show that regular upper body resistance training can increase bone density by nearly 3% in just 6 months. So if walking strengthens your legs, wall push-ups balance the equation by strengthening the entire upper half of your body. And after 60, balance and full body strength are the keys to staying mobile, independent, and confident. Now let's move on to exercise number 4, an exercise that I believe might be the most important movement for anyone over 60. It's simple, it's safe, and it directly affects your independence in ways most people never think about. I'm talking about chair squats, the movement of standing up and sitting down with control. And before you think, oh, that's too basic, let me stop you right there. Chair squats are not just an exercise. They're a daily survival skill. Every single day you get up from a chair, lower yourself onto a toilet, get out of a car, or climb stairs, you are using the same group of muscles that the chair squat strengthens. And those muscles, especially the quadriceps in the front of your thighs, are the ones that weaken the fastest as we age. In fact, research shows that people between 50 and 80 can lose up to 40% of their thigh strength if they don't train it. That is a massive decline, and it's one of the main reasons seniors start needing help with basic actions they once did without thinking. Chair squats rebuild those exact muscles, and they do it safely because you're using a chair as your backup support. Studies show that seniors who practice chair squats regularly improve their ability to stand up by over 40%, and even reduce their risk of mobility disability by nearly 38% over 2 years. That's not just a number. That's the difference between living independently and needing someone to help you move around. The beauty of this exercise lies in something called controlled tempo. It's not about dropping into the chair quickly. It's about lowering yourself slowly and deliberately, taking 3 to 4 seconds to sit down. That slow, controlled movement builds muscle much faster than the quick up and down reps you might see in younger athletes. Scientists call this eccentric training, and it's been shown to increase muscle growth by about 10% more than normal exercise. Even better, it puts less pressure on your heart, which makes it ideal for anyone concerned about cardiovascular stress. So how do you do it? Start by sitting near the edge of a study chair with your feet hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest so you're not using them to push off. Lean your chest up tall and stand by pressing through your heels. Then slowly lower yourself back to the chair. Don't plop down, lower yourself with control. Repeat this movement as many times as feels comfortable, even if that's just a few. Over time, your strength will build, faster than you expect. Let me tell you about Robert, a 71-year-old grandfather I worked with. When he first came to me, getting up from his recliner felt like climbing a mountain. He avoided sitting on the floor because he wasn't sure he could get back up. After just 3 months of consistent chair squats, everything changed. He wasn't just standing up easily, he was back on the floor playing with his grandkids, something he thought he'd never do again. His confidence, his balance, his strength, they all returned. Chair squats work the muscles that hold your entire lower body together: your glutes, hamstrings, quads, and lower back. Strengthening these areas doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you safer. You'll walk with more power, climb stairs without fear, and move through your day feeling like your body is supporting you, not holding you back. This simple exercise gives you something priceless: control over your movements, confidence in your balance, and independence for years to come. Exercise number 3 is something so simple that many people overlook it, yet it may be one of the strongest predictors of how long and how well you will live. It's called the single leg stand, and it is the foundation of balance, stability, and fall prevention. And let me tell you something important. Balance is not just a physical skill, it's a life skill. Every year, millions of seniors experience falls that lead to fractures, surgeries, and long recoveries. But what most people don't know is that balance can be trained, improved, and strengthened at any age. And the single leg stand is one of the most powerful ways to do it. Research from the Mayo Clinic discovered something astonishing. Seniors who can stand on one leg for just 10 seconds have a 50% lower risk of death in the next 7 years. Yes, you heard that right. Simply being able to balance on one leg tells us so much about your brain, your nervous system, your muscles, and your overall stability. Balance is directly connected to longevity. So why does this exercise work so well? Because it trains all 3 of your body's major balance systems at the same time. Your inner ear vestibular system, which keeps your head and body aligned, your visual system, which helps your brain understand your surroundings, your proprioceptive system, which is your body's GPS, the nerves in your ankles, knees, and hips that tell your brain where you are in space. As we age, these systems weaken, not because something is wrong with us, but simply because we stop challenging them. But here's the good news. These systems can improve quickly, even for people in their 70s, 80s, or 90s. The exercise is incredibly simple. Stand next to a sturdy counter or table. Hold onto it lightly if you need to. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground and try to hold that position for 10 seconds. If 10 seconds feels too hard, start with 3. If it feels too easy, try lifting your foot a little higher or gently turning your head side to side. And when you're ready for a challenge, try closing your eyes. This forces your body to rely on your inner balance systems instead of your vision. Even practicing for just 5 minutes a day can reduce your risk of falling by more than 36%, according to studies in the British Medical Journal. And there's another bonus. Improving your balance also improves your walking speed. Doctors call walking speed the 6th vital sign because it predicts your overall health, your independence, and even your cognitive function. Let me share a story that shows how powerful this simple movement can be. Dorothy, a 74-year-old patient of mine, used to avoid going out with friends because she had suffered a small fall while shopping. She started doubting her balance, and that fear made her move less, which only made her balance worse. It's a vicious cycle many people fall into. But after just 6 weeks of practicing single-leg stands each day, her confidence returned. Not only was she walking steadier, but she eventually joined a hiking group in her community. She told me, "I got my life back." When you train your balance, you're not just strengthening your ankles and legs, you're strengthening your brain. Imaging studies show that balance training increases gray matter and builds new neural connections in areas responsible for coordination and spatial awareness. In simple terms, your brain stays younger when your balance stays strong. So, if you've ever felt unsteady, or if you want to protect yourself from future falls, this is the exercise you cannot skip. Single-leg stands help you move with confidence, walk with power, and stay independent no matter your age. Exercise number 2 is one that surprises almost everyone because it's so simple, yet so powerful. It's called the resistance band row, and it might be the single best movement to fix posture, reduce back pain, and keep your spine healthy as you age. Now, when most people think of posture, they think about standing up straight. But posture is much more than that. Poor posture, especially the forward hunch so common as we get older, is a serious medical condition called kyphosis, and it affects everything. Your breathing, your digestion, your balance, your energy, even your confidence. You've seen it before. That rounded upper back, the shoulders rolling forward, the neck leaning down. For many seniors, it doesn't happen suddenly. It creeps in over years, even decades. And then one day, standing tall feels almost impossible. But here's the hopeful truth. The resistance band row is one of the few exercises that can actually reverse that pattern and pull your body back into alignment. Why does this matter so much? Because posture is directly connected to mobility, fall risk, and overall quality of life. Studies show that seniors with a forward hunch are far more likely to need help with daily activities and even have a higher risk of serious health problems. And yet, this posture doesn't happen because people are lazy. It happens because the muscles that hold your spine upright gradually weaken from lack of use. Let's think about your daily routine. Driving, cooking, reading, looking at your phone, working at a computer. They all pull your shoulders forward. Over time, those pulling forward muscles overpower the pulling back muscles. The resistance band row fixes that imbalance by strengthening the exact muscles responsible for keeping your shoulders back and your spine tall. Your rhomboids, your middle trapezius, your rear shoulders, and your deep postural stabilizers. These are muscles most seniors never train but desperately need. When these muscles get strong again, your chest opens up, your breathing gets deeper, your neck tension decreases, and your balance improves immediately, because your center of gravity returns to where it belongs. The exercise itself is simple. Sit or stand with a resistance band secured around something sturdy, like a table leg or door anchor. Hold the ends, sit up tall, and pull the band toward your ribs, squeezing your shoulder blades together gently. Imagine trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. Then slowly release. That's 1 rep. No weights, no strain, no gym required. And the band makes it safe because it adjusts to your strength level. The more you pull, the more resistance it gives. Let me tell you about Alan, a 73-year-old patient who came to me with constant upper back pain and a posture that leaned forward so much he could barely lift his head fully. For years, he thought it was just aging, something he had to live with. But after 2 months of doing resistance band rows 3 to 4 times a week, the transformation was unbelievable. His shoulders sat naturally back, his breathing improved, his pain decreased, and he told me he felt 10 years taller. Even his friends noticed. He walked into my office smiling, standing upright for the first time in years. This exercise isn't just about looking better, it's about feeling better. A strong upper back reduces fall risk, improves balance, and helps your spine stay aligned as you move. It makes lifting, reaching, carrying, and even sleeping more comfortable. And most importantly, it helps you maintain the independence and mobility that every one of us deserves as we age. So, if you've ever felt your shoulders drifting forward, if you've noticed a hunch forming, or if your back gets tired easily, resistance band rows are the movement your body is asking for. Build these muscles, and your entire posture and your confidence will rise with them. And finally, we've reached exercise number 1, the movement that might be the most underrated, most essential, and most powerful exercise for anyone over age 60. It's incredibly simple, but don't let that fool you. This single movement can dramatically improve your balance, strengthen your ankles, boost your circulation, protect your knees, and even reduce your risk of falling. It's called the heel raise or calf raise, and it's one of the first exercises physical therapists teach seniors after surgery because it works. Now here's something most people don't realize. Your calf muscles act like your body's second heart. Every time you lift your heels, the muscles in your lower legs pump blood upward, improving circulation throughout your entire body. But as we age, those calf muscles shrink and weaken, especially if we sit too much or avoid stairs. Weak calves lead to unstable ankles, slower walking speed, swelling in the legs, and eventually, a greater risk of falls. Heel raises target all of those problems at once. Let's break down why this movement is so important. Every step you take depends on 2 things: the strength of your calf muscles and the stability of your ankles. These are the muscles that push you forward when walking, help you climb stairs, and allow you to catch yourself if you trip. But there's another hidden benefit most people never think about. Strong calves protect your knees. When your calf muscles weaken, your knees are forced to absorb much more pressure with every step. Over time, this leads to pain, cartilage wear, and stiffness. Strengthening your calves takes that pressure off your knees and can prevent years of joint damage. The movement is incredibly simple. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop for balance. Place your feet hip-width apart and slowly rise up onto your toes as high as you comfortably can. Hold for a second at the top, then lower your heels back down with control. That's 1 rep. Start with a small number, maybe 10 or 12, and as your calves get stronger, increase the number or try lifting 1 foot at a time for an extra challenge. Even just a few minutes a day can make a dramatic difference. Let me tell you about Elena, a 76-year-old patient who came to me after she noticed her ankles giving out on uneven ground. She loved gardening, but started avoiding her backyard because she didn't trust her balance anymore. I taught her heel raises, simple, small movements she could do in her kitchen while waiting for her tea to boil. After 6 weeks, her balance improved so much she went back to gardening without fear. She told me, "I didn't realize how much I had lost my confidence until I got it back." Heel raises also improve your walking speed, which doctors consider one of the strongest indicators of long-term health. When your calves are strong, your steps become lighter, quicker, and more stable. You feel more grounded, more in control, and less afraid of slipping or tripping. And for seniors, That kind of confidence can change everything. So don't underestimate this simple movement. Heel raises keep your circulation strong, your ankles stable, your knees protected, and your stride powerful. They're easy to do, they require no equipment, and they deliver benefits you can feel every single day. This exercise is small, but its impact on your mobility and independence is huge. So there you have it, 5 simple movements that can completely change the way you age. Not fancy workouts, not expensive equipment, not complicated routines. Just small, powerful exercises that rebuild strength where the body loses it fastest. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to do them perfectly. You just need to start. Because every rep, every breath, every moment you invest in your body today is a gift to your future self. If you're over 60, these exercises aren't just nice to do. They are your protection, your shield. They help you stay independent, keep your joints healthy, improve your balance, and move with confidence instead of fear. And the truth is, it's never too late. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s regain strength they thought was lost forever. Your body is always waiting to heal, to rebuild, to surprise you. But information alone won't change your life. Action will. So here's my challenge to you. Pick just one of these exercises and start today. Do it for 1 minute. That's it. 1 minute. Because once you start feeling the difference, once your steps feel lighter, your joints feel more supported, your body feels more alive, you'll naturally want to keep going. And if this video helped you, if it opened your eyes or gave you hope, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, anyone who deserves a stronger, healthier life too. And of course, make sure you subscribe and follow this channel for more simple science-backed tips that can keep you moving, aging powerfully, and